Hola, lights out faithful, my amigos, if you will. We are so glad you're tuning into this episode, and we are so glad that we can let you know about another iconic tournament taking place on July 13th through the 14th. Smash Factor is back, or S Factor as they're going by now, in Mexico City at the World Trade Center. Registration is already open, so make sure you head over to Start GG to show them some support. And the event is free. There's like $50,000 USD up for grabs, so why wouldn't you want to be a part of that? You know, the whole Lights Out crew will definitely be pulling up to Mexico. Follow them on Smash Factor MX if you want to keep up to date with updates. And of course, check out their Twitch channel as well, Smash Factor Gaming. Going to be a lot of stuff there, not just Smash as well. Other traditional fighters will be gracing the screen along with in-person events that'll definitely leave you entertained. Hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. For another episode of Lights Out, and let me tell you guys, I am super excited for episode 62 because we got the homie ZAIN will be a guest for this episode, our first ever Melee guest. But before we get into that, make sure you guys are liking, commenting, and subscribe to the channel, to the video, all that good stuff. And shout outs to Prize Picks, they're the sponsor for this. Prize Picks, download the Prize Picks app and use code Lights Out for a deposit match for up to $10. I'm sorry, not $10, $100. Add another zero, baby. Just like I'm adding to the episode count of the podcast, because we ain't stopping no time soon. That's just what we do. But guys, you know, I'm telling you that we're having ZAIN as our guest, so I felt like I had to come correct. I felt like for this episode, we had to look good. We had to look good, and I had to do it, or should I say, doer it. I want to talk to you about my friends at Doer, baby. They make stretch, performance, denim, and lifestyle apparel for men and women with elevated styles that stand apart and are made to last. They're made from natural fibers for high stretch, breathability, and moisture absorption. The temperature regulating fabrics keep you fresh and cool and dry, which let me tell you, it helps at those smash tournaments, because you already know most of y'all stank anyway, so you should want something that's going to absorb the smell. Well, guess what? Absorb some fashion with my friends at Doer. Trust us, you'll be reaching for your Doer jeans and shirts again and again. Order yours today, but how are you going to order that, Phil? I got the answer for that. You want to head over to shopdoer.com/lightsout, because right now our listeners get 20% off their first purchase when you use that exclusive URL. shopdoer.com/lightsout. It's an amazing deal, so don't delay. Get your 20% off today. That's where I got this shirt from. You know what I'm saying? It's a good looking shirt, ain't it? Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. You can't even see my nipples. Look at that.
What?
Look at that. I'm rubbing. You can't see nothing. Doer, baby.
Got nothing there.
What the heck? I'm not a Ken doll. But anyway, make sure you guys check out Doer. They're awesome, and I got a lot of stuff from them, and wanted to show them some love. With that out of the way, with that said, with that elevated, Cosmos, how are you doing today, buddy?
You know what? We're gonna start this off today. How are you doing? How have you been for the past couple of weeks, man? I feel like we haven't been catching up with you too often. How have you been doing this entire month? You know, we've had multiverses come out. We've had a couple tournament watch party. You've been doing. I think you watched that one tournament and you were like this, and you went offline because it was boring or something. How's the content? How's the streams been going? How's your life going, bro?
Okay.
Genuinely.
Okay. Well, I mean, things are going generally well. The only downside I would say is last Saturday I did have to go to New York for a day to attend my grandmother's funeral. That kind of that sucked a lot. That's the last grandparent on both sides. So yeah.
Sorry to hear that, bro.
Yeah, definitely getting older when that happens, man. But it's good to see family and catch up with people, even if it was just for a day. Aside from that, though, I'm enjoying doing my little NFL side gig. That's going well. I'm gonna fire up the IRL backpack for some streams this week while I'm in New Orleans and Miami working that said gig. And just trying to keep this podcast moving, even though it's just me and you holding it together right now. I've heard.
Hopefully, it's just a couple more weeks, bro.
I've heard from a little birdie here. I'm gonna put it on screen real quick. I've heard that perhaps Lights House is a thing. Chat, this is not a drill. I have heard that perhaps Lights House is becoming a thing. He says, stay tuned in this tweet. He's not answering our phone calls. I'm going to assume maybe he's putting, ink to paper, pen to paper. Maybe he's signing that deal. What do you think?
I have absolutely no idea. First of all, that tweet is so stupid. It said Lights House. First of all, so I don't even know what that means. But I mean, all things considered, I hope he gets a house or he gets somewhere that he can have a setup so he can be on this podcast more often. I don't care about his well being. I need him to be on this podcast. We need these numbers, right? That's what we need. We need the updates. So
Well,
hopefully he get a house and hopefully it's in time because I know in the chat he said obviously he said it publicly too that he's not going to be playing Smash until he um gets a house. And he said like in the chat earlier that he would probably start practicing sometime this week. So maybe something's finally coming to fruition for his housing situation, and hopefully it is something that is consistent, and he doesn't just end up finding out that the place is horrible, and he has to find another place like he did for like the last 3 places.
listen, I can't relate to that. That would be very unfortunate. Luckily, in my life, I get carried by Void right now, who has this house on lock and key, at least for another year, we hope. But before I actually do get tossed to the streets, it's time to bring on our guest. I'm going to ping him right now in the Discord call at ZAIN. Join up. And ZAIN, being a consummate professional, will no doubt arrive on time. What did I say? What did I say? ZAIN, hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, what's up?
Well, first of all,
bro.
I want to just say, to nobody's surprise, ZAIN coming here making us look like bums because this guy's always fresh to death. Love it, ZAIN. You're good looking, brother. And a lot of people don't know this, ZAIN. And I have to give myself a little bit of credit. You'll recall, of course, before you rose up to your greatness before, you remember back in the MDV8 days, remember you entering your Arcadians? Remember, I took you out of that Arcadian.
You did.
Remember, I have a win on ZAIN. Throw that out there. You know what I'm saying? Throw it out there. It's about a decade out of date, but you know.
This is not the Stone Ages, Phil. Let it go.
Yeah.
2015. You're 1-0 on me. You're 1-0. I don't think I ever got the run back.
And you never will, brother, because I'm retired. But I'll tell you what, I'm glad you took some time to show up to the podcast, my friend. Seriously.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, I guess the first thing I want to know, how are you doing? I mean, it's kind of crazy. You were just in Atlanta competing, and then you just immediately come back with the quick turnaround. I saw you streaming yesterday. You're on today. You got some plans. What's going on in ZAIN's life? Talk to me.
Yeah, this year has been good melee-wise for me. You know, I've won 4 majors, but I've planned on doing content stuff for a while now. And, you know, like I saw Hungrybox do that detox thing with melee, and my brain was just like, this is the perfect opportunity to do the opposite. First of all, like I got a little beef with it because I think during the online period and like right when we came back, he kept using ultimate as like I just can't play the same way as I used to. And I think that's nonsense. I know I just got fifth at tipped off. So there is a bit of a truth to this experiment. I got fifth at tipped off, but I don't think that ultimate is making me worse at melee. I think it's perfectly fine to like balance the two. And I'm also happy to see that Hungrybox is like going all in on melee because I think he's a beast.
I'm actually amazed that you just flat out just said like, no, that's not an excuse. Yeah, you know, I can do 2 things at once. I mean, Cosmos, you're playing multiverse in Smash. Do you think multiverse is affecting your Smash ability?
No, because I mean, at the end of the day, like when you're playing a platform fighter, you're pretty much going into it pretty much with the same mindset. Obviously, like there are different attributes of both games, but I do feel like there is value to playing multiple games at the same time. And I do think like playing different kinds of games, even if they're both like the same genre, like platform fighter, or you're playing multiple anime fighters, I feel like playing different games gives you a different perspective that other gamers don't get when they play one game. So I do feel like it can rather help more than hurt you. It just depends on your perspective whenever you're playing the game.
Okay, fair enough. I'll give that up. I mean, that's the very reason. So you don't attribute your ultimate poison. I've been calling it the Scarlet Rot, like in Elden Ring, bro. Like it just slowly starts to. So you don't attribute that to your first loss to Mango in 2 years?
No,
2 years?
I've been playing him and our friendlies, even though I've been whooping him, like it's always been in friendlies. I'm always like, oh god, it's only a matter of time. And I've just been getting away with murder every set. Like he'll just play like absolute, and I'll be like, oh, Yeah, like, wait, am I allowed to curse? I don't even know.
Dude, of course. What are you kidding me?
Okay.
Have you seen me? Are you kidding me?
But yeah, he just played really on point. You know, he's been on his Peloton grind. He's looking good. He's playing good.
Yes.
So I got nothing but respect for him. Like, I think I crumbled a little bit after I dropped the first game, but I don't attribute it to Ultimate that much. You know, I went to the boot camp. I practiced. Uh, you know, I put a lot of work into Melee. I think I'm pretty ahead of the curve in terms of the grind that I put in.
Mm-hmm.
So it would take a lot for me to really just fall off. So for me, balancing this content stuff and still, I think I'll win more majors this year. I'm very confident in that. Uh, it's super
Great.
doable for me. Yeah. It's just it's also good for my competitive side too to have this other outlet to focus on, because when you lose back and forth in
Yeah.
Melee, you just feel like like when, and it's all you have. It's like, oh my god, now I have to just hold this L for another month. You go back again, you lose again. When that's your only thing going for you, it just feels so bad. So having another outlet, you know, seeing the numbers go up on content and people enjoying that,
Definitely.
I think it's a healthier way to approach competition in that way.
I very well said. You know what? So that makes me wonder. So the ultimate experiment here is simply a content pilled decision, right? Like you're not gonna leave the Melee world for like you're not gonna be the next sensation for however long this game may or may not be around.
I'm not trying to trick anybody, you know, like I think it's pretty transparent what I'm doing.
Right.
That said, when I do play, I didn't think I'd feel any form of like I'm just a competitive person, I guess, because I'm so bad at Ultimate. Like it is comical. But every time I lose to a new character, I'm just like, I'm gonna learn that matchup. Like that's just the way my brain works. Even though I'm complete, like I still have a smasher brain where I can see what's happening on the screen, like
Right.
decisions wise. It's just that mechanically in the engine and the buffer system, the fact that you can't run through each other makes me so mad. Like I wish you could like cross each other up, but that's just something to get used to. So you know I've played a few top players, and every time I do that, I'm just like, why do I want to win? Like it's just something that, even though I'm bad, it's just something in me. So the goal that I have, I've talked to HBox about this, is that we're gonna, after the 90 days on both of our ends, do a show match both in Melee and Ultimate.
Oh.
And we'll see how that goes. I don't know what happens if we tie break, but I feel like I can, if I just grind the Puff matchup, I feel like I can get both wins.
Dude, can I be honest? Okay. Yesterday or your stream is day 11. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You really think you're gonna make it to 90 days?
Yeah.
Dude.
What happened yesterday?
Yeah. No, so I do think I'm gonna have to spice it up a lot.
Okay.
For content's sake. And I have some ideas for that, you know. I can't just grind quick play every day for 90. I'm gonna go insane.
It's a lot.
My stream might go insane. So it's on me to kind of mix up what I do with the game and how my audience kind of treats that. So I got some stuff cooking.
Okay.
I think having one, for me, the formula that I want is having one big event planned per week, where I do something that I drum up hype for.
Okay.
And so like the thing that I got planned next is like I got this Roy cosplay that I'm working on, and I'm gonna like just do it. I'm gonna call it like Roy Day, right? Where I just like play Roy in both Ultimate, Melee, enter tournaments. I'm gonna have a wheel in the back that I spin every time I lose or something. It's gonna be sick. So I think for me, having like special streams like that, it'll keep it fresh.
I love that personally. I think that's really good too. Like if you do 90 days, like you do have to like, you know, differentiate the streams from time to time and give people something to look forward to. That's nothing that like out of the ordinary. But I have to ask you too. So you go into Ultimate, I'm sure you've seen results for a lot of the tournaments. A lot of them are co-tournaments, right? You have Melee and Ultimate, which is awesome. But why did you just settle on Roy because he's a sortie? Because there's a lot of broken you could be doing right now, Zain. I'm gonna keep it real. Like you could have picked up Steve, and you could have picked up Steve and never looked back. He's got a sword. Like why the Roy pick? Talk to me.
So I play Roy in Melee. Don't test me in Melee. That's my alternate tag. and it just fits me as a character. I feel like I think his design is super sick,
Hmm.
but in game, it's actually so much different from anything I do in Melee. He's like he's more like a spacey than anything else from Melee. Like he's rushdown. He likes to get up close. Plays a lot out of shield and stuff. He's kind of spammy, to be honest.
That's
Like yeah, like you kind of just like mash on people in a
Right.
way.
literally,
Uh,
yeah.
so
He's getting it.
it's not the perfect fit for me, but I did end up doing this voting process where people voted on who they see me play and they subbed for that, and
Ah,
Roy was the highest amount.
Oh,
So
gotcha. Okay.
I'm not gonna scam people just yet.
That's fair for the people. What is
Yeah.
there if it wasn't for that, is there any other character in Ultimate that you think would kind of tickle your fancy a little bit?
The one that came easiest to me was Pyra because I feel like
Ooh.
that's most like a melee character. It was very intuitive for me to like shark people. The combo game felt really easy. Uh, but everyone was just like bored by that character. I don't know if that's the common consensus.
Well, Cosmos mains that
welcome to my
character.
life, bro.
So
I mean, that's what
Yeah.
tells you when I stream. That's why when I stream, I usually don't play Pyramithra now.
Well,
Like when I
why don't
stream,
people like him?
because she when you play Pyramithra, she feels like a very fun character. But not only is she like basic for people to watch because you're just swinging your sword directly at the opponent and that's it. It
yeah.
also is just like she's littered by the consensus that DLC is in the game. She's part of the DLC
Mm.
agenda. That's pretty much what it is. The only DLC that people really like watching is Sephiroth, and even now people are camping.
Oh, I hate
that.
Sephiroth.
Yeah, I mean, it's 100% different whenever you are watching the game versus playing the game. So when you're
Yeah.
watching the game, because people don't like DLC, she's part of DLC. People don't like watching her.
True. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it seemed cool to me. I don't know, maybe.
I think Pyramid is an awesome character. I don't care what these gyms say. Like I'm, you know what I mean. Like, but you have to look at my perspective, Zane. Like, I like winners. Okay, Pyramithra is a winning character. Zane, when he plays Marth, is a winning player.
Mhm.
I like winners. That's why I used to get a lot of because I used to root for HBox back in the still like HBox. I used to root for HBox and Jigglypuff back in the day. I used to be like, this is fire. You know what I'm saying?
You stay winning, yeah.
Do whatever it takes to win. I know his streak just came to an end. Like, you know, he had like 10 years of top eights at nationals for Melee. Now it's
Yeah.
the goalpost has been moved. Well, we still got ninth places, you know what I'm saying?
It is
But
really funny that he announced the detox and then immediately did the worst he's ever done. I'm not saying I was hoping for that, but it is really it's funny, right? Am I the only one who thinks it's funny?
I thought it was very common. Did he put too much emphasis on it? Like, did he
No.
put too much pressure on his shoulders with the know?
Keeping it real, I think objectively what he's doing will have a good long-term effect on his Melee career. There's no way that he's putting in work, he's grinding, he's doing new things.
Yep.
It's just a shock to his system right now because he's used to competing in this way where it's like cramming last minute where he just goes to the tournament, he hasn't prepped, and that's what he's used to.
Yeah.
But now that he had this like expectation of like there's no ultimate, there's no this, like it's a little bit different than everything else. But long term, I think he's going to be playing way better. So it's easy to clown on him because he did get ninth, but I think long term it's the play.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Let me get your thoughts on Tipped Off. Good tournament. You got fifth place at that. That's the first Melee top 8 I've actually like restreamed and watched for like a very long time. Since like a summit, I think. And it was dope. It was a really good tournament.
Oh, the sick tournament, yeah.
Any surprises in the results category? Did you, even though Mango beat you, did you think Cody would still take it down? Like, where was your mindset at watching the top 4 unfold without you in it?
Someone asked me like, who do you think is going to win if it's not you? And I was like, it's Mango. Because he's streaming, he's playing so much Melee, he's grinding. And it's funny that HFox and Mango, like the last month or two, have been like the biggest grinders. Even though they're like, they've been the content guys, they're like the old guard. But it's cool to see them still have the motivation after all this time. And Mango's been playing really good. Like he's reinvented the way he's played Falco. His Fox is looking clean in the matchups he needs them. So I wasn't too shocked at that. I was mad that Plup got third. I love Fluff as a person and a player. I think he's a sick player.
He is.
But
He's
I
great.
hate the idea of just showing up. Because you're like, yeah, I'll just get third real quick.
Yeah, right.
Like he hasn't entered since the big ass. I beat him and I was like, yeah, I was sending him to the losers. And then he outplaced me. What was the point? What was the point? So that really just ruined my day, if I'm being honest.
We've got Cosmos. We've got those guys who'll just show up in Ultimate every now and then, and they'll pop up a top 8, and you're just like, "What's I haven't seen this guy in 6 months." Like, Plup is definitely of that ilk, and I think it's cool actually because he just got engaged, so it's really nice to see.
Oh yeah,
like his real life is going so well, and he can still come back and just slap some heads in Melee. That's crazy, right?
I saw him at the venue, and I was like, "Yo, congratulations on your engagement!" Like he and his fiance were there.
Yeah.
And then as soon as a couple hours later, I pop on Twitter and I just see this tweet from Fluff that's like, my only goal this weekend is to beat ZAIN and then retreat to the shadows. And I just congratulated him. I was like, what the fuck? Made me so mad.
I mean, it's good that you got him, but like you said, he did end up outplacing you, which is great. And he did it with a combination of Sheik and Fox. And I wanted to get your opinion on this because I heard it during Mango's player or his interview that he did with WAF after he won the tournament, and he mentioned how a lot of people are like, he doesn't like the Go Fox people, the people tell him Go Fox when something's not working for Falco immediately, right? And he said that people don't understand how hard at this level it is to pilot 2 characters at the same time, like in bracket. Is that an accurate statement? Like, is it really like that difficult? Because I mean, I see Plup doing it. I'm just like, Mango's just as good as Plup, if not obviously better. Like, what's the mindset behind that?
Yeah, they're the 2 biggest, Cody too, gamers out of all the Melee players. So for someone, Plup is one of the best gamers that I know. Whatever he picks up, he's just very talented in, and he can play Melee for he can just be off from the game for so long and then just pick it up and have the cleanest ledge dashes out of anyone. Watching his Fox ledge dashes blew my mind. I was like, how he's not practicing them? People have to maintain this. And he just has talent, real talent. So that goes the same for picking up multiple characters.
Right.
He can be down 2-0 against Sunsei with a Sheik and be like, oh yeah, I guess I'll try Fox Dittos. And then just reverse 30 him in the most nasty way possible.
And Sunsei is really good at that Ditto, I'm told, right?
Sunsei is one of the GOATs of that matchup. Famously, he's beaten Leffen, I think twice. He's beaten Cody, he's beaten Moki. Sunsei, that's known to be his best matchup. So the fact that Plup just was down 2-0 and reverse 30'd him was crazy. And also beat Moki in that matchup.
Yeah.
Just his Fox probably put in more work than his Sheik this weekend, which is wild.
High key.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that makes sense because Plup definitely seems like one of the gamers because he was even picking up, or he picked up, what's the name? Nick Brawl 2.
Oh, yeah, he's nasty.
He won the
Reptar.
The second coin box in that. So I think he also was doing very well in the first one that came out too. So I'm not surprised to hear that he's one of the gamers out of the Melee players. He probably is similar to Void like that, where Void can pick up a game like that too. So that's not surprising to hear that.
Okay. You're in the tipped off venue. Okay. I gotta hear this from someone who's in the venue, top player. You're always in the know. People are gonna tell you things, Zain. They're gonna tell you things they won't tell us. Okay. Is there any glimmer of hope? Is Armada coming out of retirement? Is it happening, Zain?
There's no way.
No way. No.
There's absolutely no way. Yeah. No, it was cool that he was there. I didn't get to talk to him much. I haven't looked back at the matches yet, so I didn't see his commentary. But I heard people loved it.
It was great.
I just feel like it would be cool for him to, even if he's not going to compete, it'd be cool for him to be involved in the community in some way. I know there's drama and, but it was good having him. People were happy to see him.
His mind for the game has not it hasn't lost a step. The way he was breaking down matchups and situations, and he was flowing really well with Waft as well. It was just a really good commentary block from all those guys. So when you do go back and listen to it, I think you'll appreciate it for sure. But that was dope. I had to ask because it's just he's there. The conspiracy theories are automatically gonna pop up. And I was just thinking, maybe he just wanted to come watch some Melee, dude.
I think that's all it was.
That's sometimes that's all it comes down to. But
yeah, he had a fun time. It seemed like
100%. And he is of that old guard, like you mentioned too. But not still active, Mango, Hungry Box for that. But Zane, you're kind of like, I feel like you're more getting more into OG territory as well. Like, you know, you're not Asin, or you know what I'm saying, but you've been around for quite a long time.
Freaking me out.
I'm just saying, like, you've been around for a long time, bro. Like, I've seen you grow the facial hair and the drip goes crazy now. Like, you come into your own, which I think is awesome. What does your Melee longevity look like, bro? Like, do you have like a hard cap at like when you think you'll stop competing and just like do the content route, or are you just in it to win it as long as the game's around?
As long as the game's around, you know, I haven't felt my fire dwindle for the game at all. You know, I'm not a gamer. Like, if you watch me play other games, I'm so bad. Like, it doesn't come naturally to me.
Yeah.
But Melee is the thing that I really love. It is like my actual passion, and doing other things is super cool. I have fun doing content and stuff, but when it really comes down to it, like, the best feeling I ever get is just like putting in the work and something I love and having it pay off. And I haven't gotten tired of that yet. So I could see myself doing this for so many more years, even if I'm like 40 years old and a loser on the stage. I don't care. If it makes me happy, it makes me happy.
That's the right mindset.
40-year-old Mango ZAIN Grand Finals. That would go crazy.
I'm so down.
And it's actually like, I wouldn't surprise if it happened. What is
I'm 28. I just turned 28.
I was gonna say, how old are you?
Yeah. More reality, yeah.
Listen, you know, they say black don't crack. Well, brown don't frown, because you look good, brother. You look good. It rhymed.
I'm taking that for myself.
It rhymed. Yeah, I'll take it. That's all I had. For yourself though, Zane, I want to know, because I wish we had Light here, because you guys are both under Mogul Esports.
It's the Lights Out podcast, right?
It is the Lights Out podcast. For the record, I came up with that name just to feed his ego. Okay.
Okay.
Never about.
I mean, he's not even here. He's on my team too.
He is on your team.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you guys: is there like? So I know the Ultimate division is like got 4 guys, and then the Melee division, I believe, is just you and Moki, if I'm not mistaken, right? Is there Josh Man? Sorry, Josh Man. I forgot about Josh Man. So do you guys like? I mean, is there like a separation between Melee and Ultimate? Like, do they report to Charlie and you guys report to Ludwig? Is there ever like any like group like dynamics there? Like, how does that work? It's very interesting how it's separated.
It's mostly through the Moist end of things.
Okay.
In terms of like team operations, I'd say I'm like more affiliated with Lud's side just because I'm closer with Lud, but also last year, actually last tipped off, we both Ultimate and Melee at the time went to like the Moist compound, which was super cool.
Oh yeah.
And I got to meet like Aaron, Cola, Goblin, and it was super fun. I think they're all really funny dudes, and it was just we have also like kind of similar thought processes on like content and stuff.
Yep.
So it'd be cool to do more stuff. But yeah, cool team.
I would like to throw it out there that since you are playing Roy, I would love to see a Cola Zane stream.
I did.
Right? That'd be high. Did you have you done that?
Yeah. So
I didn't see that one.
I thought it was my best stream.
Okay.
Yeah, because he basically we got on Quick Play and he just coached me. He didn't actually coach me really. He just called himself Dr. Cola over and over and told me like he was like repeat after me. Jesus Christ, remove the melee from me. Jesus Christ, remove the dash dance from me. And I just kept it was my best stream. He is absolutely unhinged, but it was so funny. It was only like an hour, but it was like quality content, I feel like. So
sometimes that's all you need.
Right.
I think the quality's better, yeah. Just like a quick hot hour. It was good.
I think that's 10 out of 10. Well, I'm glad to hear. Well, and first of all, and secondly, I want to say thank you for being one of the few Melee top pros to agree to come on the podcast. I don't know what these people think the podcast was gonna be. Like, I don't know if they think I'm Alex Jones or some like that. Nah, baby, I'm Tyrone Biggums of this. Okay, that's all there is. So now that what would you say your experience has been on this episode? Have you enjoyed yourself, Zane?
Oh, it's been lovely.
See,
it's been lovely. I'll spread the good word.
Thank you. Yeah. That's very important to me.
I guess now he's also an Ultimate player, so it's hard to just call him a Melee player.
That's what I was gonna say.
That is true.
Bro.
That is true.
Dude, low key, like we're doing this Ultimate tournament. It's called Watch the Throne. We're doing a second iteration. Like, if you're down to come out, I'm gonna try and make that happen, bro.
Where's it at?
It's gonna be at Guild House.
Oh,
Yeah, like
like a summit style tournament.
Yeah.
I'm
That'd be cool.
I'm gonna try and work some I think ZAIN on comms and ZAIN doing some show matches could be mad hype, bro. Like
I'll be ready for the show matches.
Exactly. It's like in November. It's like after Don't Park on the Grass. It's so far away. It's so far away.
I'll give it my all. Yeah.
It's so far. I love that, bro. I love that. Well, where are the people? I know you have like some plans. You dressed up looking good, but at least let me know, where can the people see you competing next? Which is going to be the next ZAIN tournament?
Next tournament is Supernova in my hometown.
Okay, hell yeah.
The esteemed Chantilly, Virginia. I hate that people think that's what Northern Virginia is. It's
they
just
do.
That they just think Northern Virginia is just that like shopping center and the Dulles Expo Center, but
and the Hooters.
And the Hooters. The Hooters is fire.
It is.
Me and Meg over there last year. But yeah, I'll be at Supernova, and then I think shortly after that is the Egg Dog Invitational, which I'm excited about. They just announced that.
Yep.
So you can see me compete there. I might be doing some kind of show match at Supernova with MKLeo, Spargo, and Mango. I know there have been talks about doing like a team sort of thing, both in Melee and Ultimate.
Ooh.
So that'd be sick. But I'm gonna be ready for both Melee, and I don't know if I'll enter Ultimate at Supernova. We'll see.
That is actually my like one of my questions that I do have. Obviously, you only have the perspective of going from Melee to Ultimate. But obviously, there's like at the beginning of Ultimate, there were a lot of Melee players that were trying to get invested in Ultimate. Like Armada, one of them was like playing 12 hours a day, trying to go like super hard in
bad,
Ultimate.
right?
And and like obviously, Leffen did pretty well too. So I'm curious to think about like, do you think it would be easier for Melee players to transition to Ultimate, or for Ultimate players to transition to Melee after playing Ultimate?
It's hard to say. I think from the top player lens, I think there are a lot of Ultimate players who would be really great Melee players. Cola being one of them, actually. He already is a pretty good Melee player.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he took a game off Amsa.
Yeah. Wizzy's up there.
Wizzy's
really good.
In Ultimate. Yeah. It's hard to say. I think they both have their unique difficulties where a lot of the average Melee player base are just tech skill junkies, you know?
Yeah.
And they actually so much of even the top 100 in Melee don't have any brains in the game. Like
it's not like that in Ultimate at all.
Right. So when you go to a game like Ultimate where it's just sheer decision making and like you don't really have the option to overwhelm with like the tech skill that you worked on, for the most part, I think. That can be a struggle. Right. Yeah. But I also think there are unique challenges in getting into Melee too. Like just the sheer amount of work you have to put in to feel like you're even playing the game. That's the biggest barrier of entry, to be honest. I feel like I wasn't playing Melee until like a year in because I couldn't even control my character.
Wow.
So that's a big challenge. So I think they have their own unique challenges, you know. I'm happy with doing like cross pollination stuff between both games. I think we need more. I kind of dropped the ball by doing that like super late, but I was kind of all in on Melee. But I think it's super good to just have like crossover.
I think you've done so much in Melee, like it's always going to be like riding a bike for you anyway. So it doesn't matter what other game you choose to dive in. So I think that's awesome, and your insight to that is 10 out of 10, bro. Appreciate it. Before I let you out of here, though, one last thing. Can I get a free hacks?
Oh my God.
I'm kidding. Get out of here. I'm not trying to get you. I'm kidding. It's a joke. I can't make a joke. That's crazy.
I'll see you later, man.
Get out of here before you get canceled.
We're going to do this last podcast.
Get out of here, ZAIN. Bye-bye.
This is why no Melee players want to come on the podcast, and he's asking why.
Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for ZAIN, the homie.
Oh my God, this Jim, he's never coming back.
What do you mean, bro? What do you mean, bro? I'm just trolling him a little bit. That's my guy. Shout out to ZAIN, dude. Awesome insight into like what he's going through with the attempt to kind of get good at Ultimate, and of course, just his general mindset when it comes to Melee. This guy is different, bro. He's different, and I mean that in the most positive way. Cosmos, would you have ever bet that we would see ZAIN playing Ultimate and on the Lights Out podcast? Is that a bet that you think you would have ever made, Cosmos?
Well, no, what? Wait, what'd you say there? You gotta call you now Big Phil? Yeah, you know what, Big Phil? I don't know if I would have ever bet on ZAIN, but what can I bet on?
What can you bet on? Well, let me talk to you about my friends over at Prize Picks, baby, because Prize Picks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with more than 5 million members. And I know that includes a lot of you lately because you've been spamming that code. It's the most fun and exciting way to get into the action while you watch your favorite sports and players. You pick more or less on 2 or more player stats, and it's that easy. You have a chance to win up to 100 times your cash money. The NBA Finals, I know it made a lot of you sad. I don't like Boston either, but it probably made a lot of you rich too if you got some common sense. Ain't no way in hell they was coming back from that 0-3 deficit. We knew Boston was going to take it, and they sure the hell did. So if you were like me and you bet on Boston, well, let me tell you something. You made a little bit of coin, baby, a little bit of coin. Test your skills on Prize Picks this season. It's the most exciting way to play daily fantasy esports, sports, and any other kinds of things that you got on your mind. Just check out the app if you don't believe me. If you got the skills, you could turn $10 into a clean $250. So download the app today and use the code LIGHTSOUT for your first deposit match of up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy with Prize Picks. You heard me? They heard me.
I heard you.
They heard me. They heard me. Finals, man. Do we want to talk about the final?
That's what I was about to say. I really don't.
You know, I'm gonna say this. You know, because I know we have a lot of hoopers who watch Lights Out too. We're black, but I had a sliver. There's a lot of things that I've seen in my lifetime, right? A lot of things I've seen in my lifetime. A lot of those things, first time, never before seen things. So in the back of my mind, I was like, I mean, an 0-3, a comeback from 0-3, 4 in a row. Maybe. I mean, some pressure is on Boston's shoulders. They crumble in the 5th game, go back to Dallas, win game 6. I mean, not impossible. Exactly. You don't know what's going to happen in game 7. The problem is, statistically, it was almost just impossible. It's sure enough, the statistics, I might not always understand them, but I guess I did understand them in this case. Well, damn it, you know what I'm trying to say, okay? It sucks, okay? I'm mad as hell that Kyrie just can't show up in Boston. They should have his ass arrested and not even put him on the plane, okay? Luka, beaten and battered, gave everything he had, but when your role players and your other members ain't coming along, what do you want them to do? They got freaking Porzingis out there. They got, the law offices of Tatum and Brown out there locking folks up. You got J. Rue. Yeah, I mean, good guy. You got Derek White's big ass head and just a big presence on the court. There was nothing to do from start to finish of this season. The Boston Celtics, as much as I hate to admit it, they are the better team. The better team won. And regardless of what you think, they have broken that tie with the Lakers. They got banner 18. Lakers are still only sitting at 17. Or, well, I guess 17 and a half if you want to count the in-season tournament. Yeah. However you want to go with that. I will say there was one thing.
Is there a banner for the in-season tournament?
Yeah, they hung something. Yeah.
Oh my god.
They hung it. They hung their little.
They're really trying to milk everything they can.
They hung. That's embarrassing if you ask me. But Kobe would have never. But I will say this. I'm happy for Jaylen Brown because Jaylen Brown. I will say this. Even though he plays for the Celtics, a guy who bet on himself, came up big, highest paid player in the NBA. By the way, folks, if you don't know that, it is actually true. Gets himself a ring and a Finals MVP. Good for Jaylen Brown. I'm happy for JB. I like JB. I think Tatum's a bum, but I like JB. So.
I didn't even know he was the highest. I know he was top 5. I didn't know he was the highest.
I believe he's the highest paid NBA player right now.
Even if it's not something that's like really like on his mental much, it still has to like give you some mental clarity to know that like you got like a supermax deal to be the highest paid player, and then you got like you like basically prove that you deserved it by winning a title and getting Finals MVP.
Yeah. Facts. And old head Al Horford too. I'm happy for Al Horford. There's some pieces on there, and Porzingis, because everybody gave up on Porzingis, especially when he went to Washington. So there's a couple.
I like Drew Holiday.
You know what I think about it? The only person I don't like is Tatum.
Yeah, everybody on the team is actually like pretty cool. It's just like the general consensus about the Celtics overall is like pretty annoying, and then Jason Tatum's a bum. That's it.
There it is. Tatum's a bum. We are not fans of Tatum. But We do have some other things. That's our NBA. I thought we'd have more episodes to talk about the finals, but it was over a little quicker. And I saw hashtag worst NBA finals trending. Like I wasn't on that type of time, but there was a lot of negativity surrounding that. But I just love the NBA, so good on them. But let's talk a little bit about some other things. I do want to mention some Ultimate love. I want to shout out Ultimate a little bit. I'm gonna put it on the screen right here. You can see right there, Cosmos. Are you able to see what I just put on?
Yep, I see it.
Okay, so that's a big deal. We had a stream take place in Japan. Sumibato 48. Notable absences were Mia and Akola from this, so that paved the way for Hurt to get first place. And then how about this? Shirayuki coming out of nowhere with the Inkling Cosmos, the Inkling, your old man, getting second place.
Karage shit, he actually beat Shuton too.
Yes, he beat Shuton. Shuton actually got ninth at this tournament. Lost to Kome too as well, who went on to get fourth place. Karage had a resurgence with a third place finish, which is awesome to see the Falcon. My boy Alice coming through with it. Like this was a really good top 8 if you didn't get to see it, chat. Gorika, Joker player in 5th place, Asimo and Ryuga rounding out 7th. So this was really good. A lot of seeds got shattered. Dorigimi and Shuton in 9th, most notably, I would say, on that tip. But I thought this was really cool. The most consistent, though, my man Hurt continuing to be a presence, continuing to be in a lot of people's top 5 as a player. And I'm sure the season's
He's definitely
rankings,
one of the most talented Ultimate players I've ever seen in my life.
Hurt is insane, bro.
It's incredible.
Hurt is insane. But Shirayuki getting second with Inkling, bro. Do you think that's just like a blip on the radar? Or is that like something that could still be a thing?
He's always been one of the most solid players, and like he's been like the best Inkling for a few years now. So I feel like it's been like a long time coming. I hope it's something that is consistent, rather than just a blip in the matrix, essentially. Because I have always said that I do think Inkling is a very strong character and a character that can do well. It's kind of like Diddy Kong, where you can't just pick up and play her. You have to really know your matchups, to really know your confirmed, to really know your kill setups, because she's one of the characters that struggles to kill. Out of all of the good characters, I would say, in the game, there's a lot of good characters. So if you're struggling to kill in this meta, specifically in this meta, where people are like either doing 0 to 120 off of advantage state or touch of deathing you have to be able to kill whenever you are in those ranges of like up to upper and stuff like that. Because if you don't, your opponent's going to live to like 170, and that basically equates to 2 of your stocks. That's where Inkling basically struggles. And I feel like he's been very good at like getting out of this disadvantage, getting a lot of value off of his combos, and like getting a lot of value out of killing people when they're in advantage state, mainly off stage, because that's where Inkling thrives.
Yep, 100%.
So I'm very happy to see that he's doing well, because I've always wanted to try Inkling more often, and I feel like it's been hard to conceptualize how well Inkling can do, and to really see him beat Shuton with just like seeing him beat. He probably, I would assume Shuton either went Olimar or a mix of Pyramithra and Olimar.
I saw Olimar. I saw Olimar. When I watched, I saw
that would make sense. And like that's a hard matchup for Inkling too. So to see that he was able to do that, and not only that, he beat Masa, which is like actually a pretty good win too. I think Masa's an incredible player.
Yeah, Masa really good.
To beat him into, I'm not sure how grand finals went, because Hurt's very good, but I also think that Inkling is one of the characters that does beat Snake. It gives me hope for how Inkling can do in the current meta, to see how he does over there. So I'm happy for him, and I hope he keeps it up, honestly.
Any chance of a Cosmos Inkling trying to make another resurgence?
It happened last MousCon, bro. Don't make it happen again. We're not gonna try this bet again.
I'm sorry, bro. I was there. Web got lucky. Let's move on.
I was playing Torrent against Web. Those were the dark times. Let's not go back to there. I'm sticking to Pyramithra, bro.
I like it.
I think because I definitely want to like branch out and not, like I said, I'm not just focusing on Smash anymore. I am still heavily invested in Smash, but I want to focus more on content. I want to focus more on playing other games as well. Like I'm trying to get into Multiverses too whenever whenever tournaments actually really start. I know there's a tournament happening tomorrow, but it's not like a real like in-person LAN tournament. So
Yeah.
whenever LAN tournaments happen, that's when I'm gonna like focus more on the game. But I am trying to get into more stuff like that. I feel like whenever I spread my wings more and like go to other avenues, I feel like I will be more inclined to play someone like Inkling and like really commit to Inkling for like a while, because it's like what Zayden said. Whenever your like only thing is Smash, like your only thing is Melee, or my only thing was Ultimate. Whenever you lose, it feels really bad. So I like, even if I'm trying other characters or I'm trying Pyramithra, it feels really bad to lose, whether or not, even if I know like I've only been on this character for like a week or two, it still sucks. So I feel like if I'm able to be in other avenues, and I feel like this is just kind of goes for everybody in general, like you should not spread yourself too, or put all your eggs in one basket, essentially. I feel like whenever am well versed in like the other things that I'm doing, like content and multiverses, and maybe whenever the Riot Fighter comes out too, I'm going to try to play with that. And whenever Rivals comes out, I'm going to mess with that. Whenever like I get into those games, I feel like I will be able to commit to someone like Inkling and not feel too pressured to have results. Essentially. And I
I
do
like
feel
that.
like when that happens, I can be at least like around the same level as Shirayuki, where you can see me do well at a tournament like that with her.
I would love to see. I think England is a dope character. Also in chat, Zamba, I see you. Where's your ass been, Zamba? How about that?
Zamba still exists.
I got an APB out, man. All points blue. They didn't put you in witness protection, Zamba. Where your ass been at, bro? Get booed up and then forgot about your boys? That's okay. I'm happy for you. I'm happy. I'm lying. I miss you.
He said, bro said multiverses, bro. This motherfucker not in a single universe.
I done deleted my boy Zamba, man. I'm hurt. We'll talk about it, Zamba. We'll catch up at some point. I know, Zamba, I know you have some exciting news coming soon. I'm not gonna obviously put it out there, but I've heard things. So I'm tapped into the Matrix too, my boy. So we'll keep an eye out for it. I miss Zamba.
Wait, did they do that one?
Careful.
No. They tweeted it, right? The Luminosity thing. Did they reveal that yet? Because I don't know what it was. Where they posted like
what?
the
players?
tweet.
Yeah,
Was it a player?
Yeah, they announced 2 players. They were Melee players. Sunsei, Fox player in Melee, and Wizrobe, which is awesome.
Oh, cool.
Love
Wow,
Wizzy.
that's nice.
It's my dude. So
That's dope.
very, very happy for Wizzy, just because I know him on like a personal level. That's my guy. So good to see him. I think Sunsei got 13th at tipped off, and Wizrobe got 9th. He just barely lost to Cody, I think, and he also barely lost to Axe. So but
That's dope though.
yeah, glad to see Wizzy doing big things. Last thing I want to talk about, because it just happened before this recording, a couple hours actually, the Nintendo Direct. Did you see the Nintendo Direct? They kind of went ham, I'm not gonna lie. Like a lot of people gassing up this Metroid announcement. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond will be released on the Nintendo Switch 2025. If you told me that the Metroid Prime was going to come out towards the end of the Switch lifespan, I would have called you crazy, because it wouldn't have made a whole lot of sense. But 7 years in the making, it is upon us. Are you a Metroid guy? Are you hyped for this game too?
No, I'm not. I haven't played a single Metroid game in my life.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the last time I was at Galmore, I lost to Bisky Samus, so I actually hate Samus.
Oh, so that's okay. Well, there were other titles announced too. There's other games. The Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom, which apparently you actually for the first time get to play as Zelda. She's the protagonist.
Bam.
That's pretty cool, right? I think this looks pretty cool.
It's a chibi game. I hate the Switch, man. Can we get past all this, bro? Can we get some real? First of all, I want to reiterate that seeing that Metroid Prime 4 is coming out, it just says 2025. That actually makes me kind of sad, because that makes me believe that the next console is gonna come out like somewhere middle or end of 2026. Yeah, and then like I don't even know. Like obviously I'm Smash pilled. I'm sorry. I'm Smash pilled. I'm Smash brain. So the fact that I know that Smash is gonna come out on the next console, I'm pretty upset to see that. Like this is coming out on the Switch, so it's probably not gonna. If they're advertising it for the Switch, the next console will be coming out much later, not maybe not much later, but obviously later enough to where it's going to be like 2026. And I still don't know if Smash is going to be a launch title for the new console.
Well,
So
look,
at the
look, I understand those concerns, but they're not going to announce all these games and just leave them stuck on the Switch. Like this Mario and Luigi Brothership is coming out. This Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. You know what I'm saying? A new Mario Party, which I can't wait for.
Oh, I mean, cool. I'm gonna be honest. I did not watch the Nintendo Direct because I'm tired of. But it's cool to see that there's a new Mario Party.
Yeah, it looks awesome. So there's a lot of cool things, which I think even like Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection got a nod too. So that tells me that they're definitely going to probably take this stuff and it'll be ported onto the Switch's successor as well.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense because that's what happened with Breath of the Wild too, right? Because Breath of the Wild came out on the Wii U and then was a Switch title too at the beginning, so that makes sense. But it's still.
You're so down.
I just know that I just know that Metroid Prime 4. They're probably not going to announce it for like Q1, maybe like Q2 of 2025. And then they'll be like, all right, now we're going to show some information about the new Switch NX, whatever it's called. And then we're going to then reveal stuff about the Switch. So I feel like now it seems like the timeline is that the new Switch and Smash is going to be coming out in 2026.
All right. Well, we shall see. Look, the next Direct, they always pop up so quickly. You never know when the next one's going to be, but I eagerly await hopefully some news about the successor for the Switch because I think that would just be hype. But no, great episode. If you're watching this live and you're just tuning in, we had ZAIN on earlier. We had him for about like 25, 30 minutes, got to pick his brain and his ultimate experience, and just 10 out of 10. We had a great time, but can't shout ZAIN out enough for that. We revealed also, another recap. Light has found a place. His house is coming soon, and we will hopefully. He hinted at it with that tweet, so we will keep you all informed of how that continues to go. And this has been another episode of Lights Out, episode 62. We have so many now. It's hard to remember. 62.
I thought we were on like 59.
No, 62. 100% episode 62. I checked before we even started, which is awesome.
What are we doing for the 100 special?
When or if we get there, we'll figure it out. But maybe we could do something big for like episode 75. We'll definitely make it to that point at least. Which will be fun. Guys, our next IRL event is going to be Smash Factor. Looking forward to that. Make sure you show them some love. There's links and stuff in the annotations. But that'll do it for this episode of Lights Out. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. You know the vibes. And we'll see you on the next episode, maybe with another guest. You'll have to tune in to find out. Peace.
Yeah.